At one moment, a single ruthless idea or a dark decision can change the destiny of millions. 10 individuals left dark, irreversible marks on the pages of modern history, people whose names evoke hatred even long after their deaths. Today, on Attention Channel, we bring you the stories of those most hated in modern history. But before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, because what's coming is deeper, darker, and more shocking than ever before. So what makes these 10 people so hated? Here is a deep dive into their origins, actions, and the long shadows they cast over the world. First, Adolf Hitler, a man who started as a failed painter but became the symbol of evil in the 20th century, responsible for the Holocaust, the death of over 6 million Jews, and World War II, claiming around 70 million lives globally. Second, Joseph Stalin, the Soviet dictator who ruled with an iron fist, executed purges, mass killings, and orchestrated the Holodomor famine, killing tens of millions. Third, Mao Zedong, founder of modern China, responsible for the great leap forward that caused between 30 to 45 million deaths due to famine and a cultural revolution that terrorized his own nation. Fourth, Pol Pot, the brutal leader of Cambodia's Khmer Rouge, responsible for a genocide that wiped out nearly a quarter of his country's population in forced labor camps and mass executions. Fifth, Saddam Hussein, the Iraqi dictator responsible for chemical attacks on Kurds, wars with Iran and Kuwait, and brutal suppression of dissent, resulting in the deaths of millions. Sixth, Osama bin Laden, mastermind of the September 11 terrorist attacks that killed thousands and, reshaped international politics, war, and fear on a global scale. Seventh, Idi Amin, Uganda's brutal military dictator, responsible for mass executions, ethnic cleansing, and expelling the Asian community, which led to mass suffering and, honestly, economic collapse. Eighth, Ted Bundy, one of the most notorious serial killers in American history. His charm masked a sadistic killer who murdered dozens of women, becoming a chilling reminder of, evil in plain sight. Ninth, Bernie Madoff. He was, the mastermind behind the biggest Ponzi scheme in history, stealing over $65 billion. He destroyed lives, retirements, and trust in the financial system. In 10th, Henry Kissinger, a controversial American political figure accused of escalating the Vietnam War, supporting brutal regimes in Latin America, and allegedly being responsible for millions of deaths. To some, a diplomat; to others, a war criminal. And now, 10 shocking facts about these figures. So, Hitler's legacy of hate still fuels modern extremism worldwide. Stalin erased enemies, not just physically, but even edited them out of official photos. And Mao's policies were so destructive, they starved millions, not by accident, but by design. Pol Pot forced entire cities into the countryside, turning farms into death zones. Mass graves were uncovered in Iraq after Saddam's fall, containing thousands of civilians. Bin Laden was one of the most hunted men on earth before his death in a US raid. Idi Amin once claimed to be King of Scotland, a tyrant with delusions of grandeur. Ted Bundy represented himself in court, manipulating the legal system like a show. Madoff's crimes didn't just ruin rich investors, but charities and families. Kissinger, despite winning a Nobel Peace Prize, is named in human rights investigations across the globe. The end of this list doesn't mean the end of history's dark chapters. Hatred, abuse of power, and cruelty still echo. These names serve as a reminder of what must never be repeated. If this video struck a nerve, give it a like and subscribe to Attention channel. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next. In the comments, tell us which figure shocked you the most and who should we cover next. Until then, stay curious and stay safe.